Hello everybody, welcome back to the Learn Dota 2 League, Season 12, Week 3. Today we got what should be quite a fun match ahead of us here as my beautiful Dark Willow Twisted Fantasy takes on the Backdoor Boys. Last week, Twisted Fantasy had a bit of a meltdown in their second game. Let's see if they can right the course, get back in action here.
We shall see.
Well, looking at it here, starting off with an ogre ban.
Right.
Not my first choice for ban, to be honest.
Near 100% PB, old ogre at this tournament, man. He is everywhere.
Yep.
I suppose so, but I don't see it. Ogre is not exactly difficult to play around.
Right.
10 seconds remaining.
The
Let alone pick.
yeah, the big thing with an ogre ban is I feel like for starters, Chris has been playing it nearly every round of this tournament, but one of the big things that Ogre Magi does do for you is Ignite, right? I actually do think it is, in the first round at least, if you don't really know what they're bringing to the table, it's not a bad idea, I think, to get rid of Ignite, just specifically don't have to deal with that for your pause 1.
10 seconds remaining.
Or maybe pause 3, as it were. Because Ignite could actually do a lot. There's a lot of otherwise great pause 3s who kind of struggle to deal with that big DOT. No Snapfire this game. Shoutouts to Pohohoro.
Yeah, shoutouts.
Who just asked what ATF meant in a public chat.
Remaining.
It's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, and it's
remaining.
you know, traditionally the group that likes to deal with those things.
Dire team pick.
Legion Commander.
Alright, going straight out with
First
the Legion.
pick LC, that's brave, man. That is brave beyond brave. Holy crap. Either they have a plan, or they've gone mad, or they have the biggest balls in the world, or some combination thereof.
5 seconds remaining.
Also, what do you think of the first pick, LC?
You know, people really like to demonize LC as an instantaneous pick for hard pause 1, hyper aggro, permadual shenanigans, and realistically, I find that LC can be played as a sort of an off-fight support, if that makes sense. Basically, someone bigger and much deadlier goes in and roughs people up. LC comes in to buff them, and once they're low enough, she just duels them, gets the duel credit for herself, and proceeds to let the bigger, deadlier snake in the grass run rampant.
Right, I think to that end, she, in the role you described, I think she actually works best as a pause 3.
Less a snake in the grass, more like a pack of coyotes. There's always that one really damn big one that's going to do all the real threat and damage, and she comes in to seal the deal.
Backdoor not thinking about winning the duels, but rather just making sure they don't lose them, which is not a bad strategy if you don't want to pick specifically around LC.
Oracle's a fantastic first pick and overall support and counter to her. Not a whole lot in the game directly counters Oracle, so this is a solid pick regardless.
I can tell you this much: if I was looking at a first pick LC.
Ooh, and OD, they do not like that LC pick.
Right.
They might be a little knee-jerk reacting to it, actually.
Could be. I can tell
My
you this
favorite thing to see on LCs is when they build for just making sure someone else basically helps. Like, technically speaking, LC doesn't need to start a duel and then have them go from full to dead there, you know? She can sort of run in, duel whoever's at low HP, and seal it. It's just there for assurance. It's there for locking someone down and making sure that they can't run.
Right. I tell you, if I'm a captain of a team facing a first pick LC, I'm drafting you-know-who instantly.
Now I'm looking here, and I'm thinking to myself, what could they pick to follow up a second with LC as their first pick? And what comes to mind immediately is a pretty good example, Leshrac.
Leshrac would be good. I do think they're going to need some sort of silence to knock out that Oracle, because you've got the damned if you do, damned if you don't duo down there.
You know,
if you duel Oracle, then OD can just immediately.
Honestly, you
block
don't
it
want to just you don't just want to silence him for a moment. You just want Oracle not involved in the equation. There's a few heroes that can help with this. Disruptor overall fills in the silence need, but he's banned. That can do something. Shadow Shaman's another good follow-up with LC, but if you're looking to deal with Legion Commander, like, Oracle's the answer. And what's the answer to Oracle in terms of Legion Commander standpoint? Who would really help with that, right? Well, Doom.
Yeah, Doom. Doom Silencer.
Oracle has no built-in ability to deal with Doom.
Right.
5 seconds.
I will say this much. I do like the Legion Commander Shadow Shaman combo. I've never really thought much about it, but man, it would suck.
Snakes.
Yep, dueling snakes, baby. That sucks. That sucks to get hit with.
Yep.
Getting rid of the PL here. PL, that's a bit interesting. That kind of signifies to me.
You know what? They got two heroes that have long-term lockdown. Well, medium-term, not long-term. They want long-term, they're going to get Bane. They've got two single-target, like, medium-term lockdown heroes. Ooh, a Neeks ban. That's kind of an OD thing, I think. But I honestly believe they're going to go for somebody who likes to run roughshod on people here. And they just really want to have, like, the playing ground sort of level. Where at most you're having to deal with 3 threats while your one big guy kicks ass.
Remaining.
Right.
We might be seeing ourselves a Huskar
5
pick.
seconds
Could be.
remaining.
Yep.
Like here's the combo, right? Huskar flies in, throws a million spears on somebody while Shaman holds him still. LC comes in with the duel and bam, easy win.
Tinker being banned. Certainly at field of that fire. I tell you what I'm thinking instantly looking at these two right now, right? You know who I want to see on the Radiant in this game for sure? Show me the Underlord.
5 seconds.
Man,
There's
that's
potential.
bad.
There is potential for it.
Yep.
Being locked down under the full duration of Fire Pit.
Yep, you gotta take that fire, but you gotta eat the whole thing. He can use his pit to point guard the duel happening.
You know, another very unconventional pick, but if they're looking to have a bit of an unorthodox counter, in a sense, to some of the more common meta heroes, Darkseer would not be a bad idea for a Radiant team to take.
He wouldn't be bad on either of these lineups, actually.
Imagine being forced to duel under 2 stacks of Ion Shell. Oh.
Ouch. Imagine
Yeah,
being
that's
forced
pain.
to duel under two
No,
stacks
no,
of Ion
no.
Shell and your stupid clone.
Oh, I just thought of a worse one. Imagine Batrider on this setup. Ooh.
Willow Twisted Fantasy kind of realizes, hey, we just banned 2 pretty good heroes to deal with Medusa. We should probably get her out of here, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that no one decided to take her, but you can't really pick Medusa before at least 4, or you're going to get really hard countered, with a lot of room for making sure she can't perform.
5 seconds.
That and Lion is still on the table, so...
Yep.
Dire team pick.
No anti-mage.
Yep.
Banning backwards, I guess.
There you go.
Both of these lineups have some interesting places to go. See where we take him.
10 seconds.
I mean, AM against OD, it's kind of
5
obvious,
seconds
I guess.
Right.
Not as bad as it sounds for OD, but it's still pretty bad.
It's worse for his team. He's a big mana balloon. He just ruins everybody who's around
Yep.
him when he gets ulted.
But he won't necessarily be out of mana if he's lucky enough.
Radiant team pick.
Here comes Jakiro.
Jakiro. Another end hero.
Randy, I'm gonna send you on a mission, okay?
Yeah.
Can you look up really quick who the captain of the Backdoor Boys is? Because I thought it was Rada, but I think I might be wrong about that.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, you can see what it is.
I mean, not in this game, I mean in the...
Yeah,
just
Rada.
saying, don't Google Backdoor Boys.
Yeah. It is Rada, okay. I think
Yeah.
is Rada taking a powder this game then, or is he just playing under the name Zuzu today?
I'm not sure. I guess we'll see when we get into the game.
It might have an effect here. It has been notable that so far in this tournament, including the game we're not covering this week, there has been a major, it's been notable major impacts from teams when the captain hasn't actually been around to fight. There must have been at least 2 buys in this week, actually, because how was Sleazy playing stand and otherwise, right?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Radiant team pick.
Maybe he was playing 2 games at once. Either way.
It's possible.
Jakiro there to make the duels doing more of a miserable thought for the Radiant. Ancient Apparition there to make the duels more miserable for the Dire. It's funny how both teams are really building around these duels so
10
far.
seconds remaining.
Oh, you know, I just thought of something. Yeah, that's sort of the knee-jerk fear reaction Elsie has when she's open and visible to the pick options. Now, I'm just going to say this right now. If they really want to put salt in the wound on this whole thing, AA Dawnbreaker with LC Shaman, ooh, God. That is a ton of damage, and that's a lot of AoE. It's heals and crits and stuns everywhere. Ah, Life Stealer. This is definitely revolving around LC. I do not think at this point we can safely call this a LC flex pick at this point.
That's your classic LC combo. Only one more classic is maybe Spirit Breaker.
Nah, I got a feeling they need a mid, like a good mid. I think they're gonna take Storm.
I'm not saying they're gonna pick Spirit Breaker. I'm saying it's a more classic LC or Life Stealer combo than LC is.
True,
there you
yeah. Still, I'm sort of foreseeing a fucking. Sorry, I'm sort of foreseeing a Storm pick here.
Storm Spirit wouldn't be bad, especially with one of his bigger counters out of the pool already.
Oh, this is I'm grinning ear to ear, but I'm also got this huge sense of dread welling up in my chest, man. This is.
Yeah, this is either going to be brilliant or a disaster. There's no 2 ways about it. Backdoor Boys so far, all reactive picks basically. Willow Twisted Fantasy, all building around that LC though. Roar! Don't duel me or I'll kill you instantly. Ho 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 ho!
Don't duel him at the wrong time or he'll die instantly.
They got Oracle. There's no right time to duel also when Oracle's around.
10 seconds.
Still no ability to get to really knock him out of these fights unless Shaman is in a great position.
Ursa doesn't like to see AA either, because kind of Ursa...
Storm ban, okay.
The best time to hit an Ursa ult is when you're kind of, like, almost dead, I feel like.
Right.
Or when
squeeze that last look. Use it to either walk over a pile of techies mine safely or just hit it to prolong your death.
And AA exists to make that not work. You'll die anyway.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about this. Ooh, Magnus ban. I can almost guarantee you who their big, like, 5th pick is gonna be.
Who is it?
Well, being that they're banning Magnus, Anti-Mage, Drow, Neeks, Snapfire, and Silencer, they greatly dislike the inability to actually prevent being, you know, disabled. I am honestly predicting something along the lines of, say, maybe Bristleback, actually. Would not be a bad idea.
Yeah? They could, yeah, because OD, if we're having Jakiro and Oracle, that's definitely going to be a 3 for last, so yeah.
I mean, he's going to be the one guy that's going to be there while everyone's getting just absolutely blasted with tons of magic between Jakiro and Oracle and OD. You're going to have to deal with Bristleback's quills constantly spraying everywhere. You can't fight him head-on normally. You have to dedicate LC's duel to that in that sense.
Oh no, I just realized who else it could be. I just realized who else it could be, who all the guys on Radiant hate, especially LC, who's a brilliant pause 3. I got one word for you, brother, and that word is ding.
Oh no.
Oh, that would be like win instantly pick for Backdoor Boys. They've already drafted him in the tournament so far.
5 seconds remaining.
Here we go. They don't have very long to decide about it. Not a bad pick.
Okay.
Again, they're setting up for that LC duel.
One more great argument for ding.
Are we gonna see him?
Seconds remaining.
Do it, Backdoor
5
Boys.
seconds remaining.
Do it.
Truly gonna happen is they'll pick something funny just to make you mad.
My mouth is watering. I'm imagining what it would be like if I got to play that guy in this game. Man, it would be crazy.
Come
My
on,
heart's beating
pick him.
fast. I'm sweating. Do
It's
it, guys.
the
Do
favorite.
it, please.
It's the favorite. Come on. Big Green rides a not so pale horse.
More like a cyan, really. God.
No! What?
That's the guy you wanted,
Oh
bro.
no!
That's who you wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen,
picker.
we got him.
So, okay, Rada is going under the name Zuzu. Okay. Who the hell is the 3 then? Is it going to be OD?
I
So.
don't think so. It might
Chris
end up actually
is
being.
+1 here.
Yeah, he usually plays support, doesn't he?
He is
It's a
usually
little odd.
4.
I don't know. Ursa does have some power in a lower tier just because his
No.
Fierce Vibes can build up. He doesn't
Nice.
need to dedicate to hard carry.
No, Bean is 4, usually, actually.
Okay. Well,
Oh, man.
here we go.
This is the saddest moment of my life. I have never been more disappointed. Manoy on Sniper. That's going to be an interesting thing to see. I feel like...
Minoy.
I feel like, maybe, potentially, they were going to have OD go mid, but then the Razor pick, they just said, nope, we can't have that. We can't run that risk. But I don't know if Sniper is the right retaliation to Razor. Gonna be interesting. I can tell you this much, I don't think that was a fall apart for the Backdoor Boys draft, but I don't know if that's what they needed. Remains to be seen. I'm heartbroken, guys. I'm heartbroken here. The greatest abandoned match he's ever not been in.
Yeah, it happens.
That's like seeing a team with no attack speed at all and not picking Phoenix.
Right.
Prepare for battle.
It's like seeing Medusa and Storm Spirit on the enemy team and not drafting that anti-mage. Oh, it hoits me, fellas. Look, right here. Alright, I'm looking.
Gotta say, it was
See
a
that?
pretty reliant setup they have here, though, going for basically 4 people revolving around LC. I
Right.
don't know if that's a smart idea.
4 people revolving around LC per team, basically. Oracle is here for LC, OD really here for LC. Jakiro here to mess with the LC, though Combination Bean has been playing Jakiro very frequently through this tournament as well.
I don't know what that means!
30
I don't know what any of it
I really
means.
like that shot we're line.
What,
that
you can run
painful
your shoulder?
at the end.
I'm glad that's a Razor chat wheel line.
Yeah,
You are
You can run.
dead.
you should run.
Everybody
another
use all your voice wheel lines.
Yeah, dude. Can't believe nobody uses the orchestral hit. It's a good one.
battle
You do.
begins.
I use it. It's my favorite.
I like
You-
to play ominous sound effects when I play techies and people are walking near my mines just to mind game them.
You use
He's
the
just
Oracle.
playing like ominous stings, and they get a little too close to mines, and he actually starts seeing them play sentries. Like, think, oh, there's a pile of mines where I was just walking when he made that sound, and then eventually just stop doing it. They get real paranoid.
Randy uses the head bonk and the orchestral.
Yeah, I
hits,
do.
and that's all he ever uses. All
It's
right,
my 2 mins.
let's go through this. HS
Yeah.
on my Dark Willow, my beautiful Dark Willow Twisted Fantasy. HS pause 4, Shadow Shaman. Pause 3, Ramanolo on Legion Commander. Pause 2, Iceman on the Razor. Pause 1, Luth on that Lie Stealer. And pause 5, Alexa Jax on AA, who's currently having a scuffle with Pause 4, Combination Bean on Jakiro. Pause 5, I guess I should call out Pause 3 over here, Vex on OD. Pause 5,
Go
Oracle.
high five.
on Team Captain Rada. Chris, pause 1. Brew. Ursa. And finally, Manoy, pause 2. Mihoy Manoy, Doodle Bob
Show
himself
that to your stream.
on Sniper. Got some very hairy lanes everywhere as we start out here. Everybody's looking to get a little bit of an advantage early on.
Everybody's trading.
Right. In the first round, right? The first week, we made a predictions video. Ultimately didn't upload it because there's a little bit too much. Well, we'll have to wait and see, right? But in the first week, at the very least, these were two of my favorite teams to win it, right? On the list, two of these teams were here. So this is going to be a very interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
Bit of a sign of weakness, a bit of a show of weakness from Twisted Fantasy last week, though. Though if they can turn around, they can get back on the ball here and put the Backdoor Boys down here in the group stage here. I mean, they're not going to get knocked out, obviously, but just get a nice, solid queen win over them. They're going to be right back in the favorites category, man. Right back at the top of that list. Backdoor Boys, nothing to sneeze at.
Very chat wheel heavy teams as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Oracle's sort of losing out on damage here. He's getting pretty harshly kicked around here.
Luckily, he can, for him, if you're an Oracle fan, I suppose, or a Backdoor fan, luckily, he can get himself back pretty high pretty quick, but that Shadow Shaman actually does deceptively high amounts of damage early on with that right click.
Oracle fan versus Shadow Shaman enjoyer. Got down Razor. Sniper loses a little under half his damage. Not good.
Yep.
Actually, a little over half, I think.
Yeah, it's,
Somebody,
it's a little over.
Somebody get a
58, he lost 30.
Yeah, Razor leaning into this link would be not a bad decision for him.
You know, it's weird. You don't really see a lot of Razor, even though he counters hard right-click carries towards the end game. I feel like it's mostly because, like, on-hit effects have just gotten so strong over the past few patches, like, item-wise even, and even especially some jungle items are just a little too aggressive to really play around.
I know Lambert at least has them in his repertoire. He saw a beastly Razor game from him.
Oh, first blood! Oracle just gets,
oh, he thought he was safe.
Tripped to the Nether Realm. LC gets a pretty well-timed second level of Overwhelming. Just puts him away. That is a little sad.
Shaman wants that courier. He's not gonna get it.
Luth getting just a little bullied out by the offlane.
Right.
Having to pop his Q. Doesn't necessarily want to do that at this point. A combination beam, though. A little harassed by AA. Not much. Support's banding with each other down here. HS going to ruin Rada's pull. Whereas the Alexa Jax pull goes off without a hitch.
And I know, by the way, Chris did play carry.
I'm losing my mind then. I know somebody in this tournament has just like just some guy's name playing pause 5.
Yeah, the Warlock. Who knows?
Oh yeah, that might be it. I might just be thinking of Comrade Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two different Chris's here.
Shoutouts to Chris and Comrade Chris for scrambling my mind. One sad thing is that since the GGs versus Radiant Straits game this week was a wash, we do not get to make the joke about Magician versus Wizard yet.
Yeah, that's true. Unless they face in playoffs.
Sure, they could. That two good guesses for playoff teams there.
Let's take a look here at a quick peek. It's a little early, but take a quick look at net worth just to see what team is really pulling ahead on average here.
Well, the overall it's for the Dire just a little
Ooh,
bit. Notably,
LC is top of the scoreboard though.
Yep, not too surprising with the first blood though. Sniper actually in second place here. Luth knocking out combination man.
Yep. Can get eaten by that life stealer very easily with those two passives having decent levels in them.
Right. It's always the most ideal situation as life stealer to be able to believe rage at level 1. You'll have your most success doing that. Just makes him really hard to kill. Sniper actually going, playing the long game here. Got himself a Midas. Not an item that you're going to see a ton of on Sniper. Gold, on the other hand, is a great conductor. Iceman, ooh, that could be real dangerous.
It's coming. Double damage.
Chris being a little... Chris having a little bit of the spidey senses there, just kind of running behind the tower even though they don't really have vision there.
They do see him now, obviously.
Yep.
Ooh, perfect range for damage on the...
Super dead.
On Oracle.
I discharge your soul.
Yeah, when you get that just right spread from the electric static ring, that is nasty, nasty damage.
Yep.
Sniper, in a little bit of a pickle here.
You
He's
can
gonna
only
lose
get a
about
little
half
bit of
his
rest on
HP.
him.
So with the lane so far back, Iceman can't really do a lot. Fortunately, with all his skills down, not much able to be done. I think probably...
You just wanted to run him down a little bit because he still had the static link damage for a few more seconds, but stopped as soon as he lost it.
One thing I will say, I do think it would have been the most ideal there if Razor had been able to save static link for Sniper. Everybody in the offlane here kind of going in on Luth a little bit, but oof, this is getting kind of hairy for Vex, who's just gonna have to TP out.
Get
Now
outta here,
combination
yeah.
being all alone.
This might be
Getting
death.
shredded. Also having to
Oh,
TP.
no stun.
Yep.
No ready stun, so safe escape on 2 people. Force them out of lane completely, and that's not a good thing against Lifestealer.
Yeah, they're both going to have to take the Walk of Shame all the way back into the lane, and Combination B did not actually choose to go to spawn, rather just sitting around at half HP and mana. Oh, Manoy actually got, he got pounded on.
Dueled.
Everybody came in here. And indeed, yep, that's the
Alright.
first duel of the game, 10 damage for LC. There's an interesting, bit of theory with LC, right? In that LC's late game, actually like Ursa, depends entirely on the early game. LC can either be a threat for the entire game and a carry on par with any pause 1 you can throw at her, or she can be just a target you can just completely write off, and that all goes on how these early game pulls go for her. So
I
having
really like that off-lane rotation towards the mid. Super
Yes.
good.
We've been seeing a lot of off lanes beating up mids recently, but getting an early duel like that, especially on a target like Sniper, that's great. And this Blink Dagger being this early, even though she doesn't really have much to do beyond that, that's also a very good start.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Notably, she's actually second place for last hits here. Shadow Shaman, not actually 6 yet. Feel like Shaman really needs to get... Shaman really needs to get, now that LC is 6, really probably needs to get himself in the lane, get that 6 pretty quick.
Just gonna get the XP from these creeps he just pulled in.
Hopefully so. Iceman also here. Looks like they're trying to bait something like a team fight going on here. Uh-oh, Oracle. I think he's realized his number's up. Duel out. He's a mile away from anybody. But no duel victory.
Let's get the kill.
That is unfortunate.
Dire's top tower
Almost wasn't worth it. Still kind of was, but
Fine.
not winning the duel was almost worth it not having the kill at all.
It's fine, it's a short
Two
cooldown.
Chipfests. That is true. Still 30 seconds when there's so many guys just standing around here is a little unfortunate.
is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
double damage rune.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Here, at bot. Rawr, I don't need it.
Chris is gonna farm and then get it.
up the creeps. Alright, now I want it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
One unfortunate part of the Razor pick. The Razor versus Ursa dynamic does not work how you might expect it to on paper, unfortunately.
Yep.
The Fury Swipes pretty much nullifies anything the static link can do to him. Doesn't nullify what it can do to his friends,
Dire's
though.
top tower is under attack.
No, don't go here, says Sniper. Okay, go here, says Sniper. Or maybe Razor on either of those things. Hard to tell.
Radiant are scanning.
Found Ursa hanging out in the triangle there.
Yep.
Notably, at this point, Sniper's starting to pull away really quickly with this farm. They are putting a lot of money on Manoy here. That's fine, but they definitely better have a plan to deal with Razor.
Yep.
Does not matter how much damage Manoy is going to have if Razor's just freely allowed to come in and just take it all off of him.
Got that Midas too, expecting a late game.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the Dire to buy
Radiant's middle tower
him the
is under
space
attack.
to make this work here.
Meanwhile, Razor is just grinding towards a really quick BKB.
Looks like just got kind of
Radiant's
jumped
bottom
here.
tower is under
The
attack.
AA did. Razor's got his ult up, but OD is not the guy you want to see. If you're Razor, at really any point in your life. Gonna casually get shaman rooted with him. Not very
Sad.
nice, Iceman. Come on now. Both teams kind of posturing around mid, but neither team really wants to do anything at mid per se.
Yep.
Both teams just, as traditional, waiting for the other to initiate without necessarily wanting to do so themselves. Although we might have something a little bit more interesting going on here, though.
It's just Dire slowing the game down. I mean, you have a Midas on Sniper, so they're certainly gearing towards late, and they
Doing
want
a
to delay as
smoke
much
here.
as possible.
Doing a smoke here, but they're not going to see anybody for it. Everybody's already back at mid here.
Just sort of been watching this match, trying to think things out here, and I really think that in their current position, despite only having the one kill, having just a base level 1,000 gold advantage, just barely even. Oh, they just trapped. They just trapped Razor.
He has to
Gets the
TP.
Uh,
But look who he's gonna find
Oh,
doing it.
boy.
That was actually a way better turn of events for him than he perhaps thought. As he just gets to freely eat Oracle and
They
nobody's
didn't
able to
see him
respond.
TP. They didn't see him TP. They thought he was still there.
But man, he sure takes a lot of damage in no time flat. Manoy gets him, takes him out
That
for the killing
was not
spree.
a
that's
healthy
lot more
trade.
than-
That was not a healthy trade. That is still double damage in LC.
Radiant
Just
structures
unfortunately
are
wasn't
fortified.
able to get a duel there.
Radiant's
anywhere in
middle
that.
tower is under attack.
I can tell you this much, Luth is definitely going to be hard pressed to be pulling out a farming early here. If the Dire are going to be all about the late game here, then they're going to have to absolutely make as big of a
Radiant's middle tower has
absolutely
fallen.
have to have as big of a presence as possible in that necessarily. We're gonna definitely have to see relatively soon, you know, Luth do what he's about to do actually.
Yep.
This is smart. This is good. This is exactly what I was talking about, funnily enough. They must have heard me. My voice is transmitting into the past. Unfortunately, all they're gonna get is OD.
Oh, he's gonna die.
Yep.
Yep, just shatters instantly. 20 damage. Though, notably, the Sniper and Ursa are starting to pull away a little bit as far as net worth. Ursa is on par with the Pause 1, and Sniper is well above it. Feels like I said that a few times in this week so far. It's been a lot of focus on the mids here this week.
Yep. Just fair, you know, Sniper gets a triple kill, like, you want to start building towards, you know,
Right.
widening that advantage.
Oh, there's a casual duel to save the Iceman. Doesn't get a victory, but it definitely saves his life and dooms this tower to destruction. Sniper's gonna eat the wards, but that's all he's gonna be able to do. Big Magnifier though,
Yep.
but the supports are as screwed as screwed can get.
Oh, assassinated.
While Luth goes down, Ursa just casually eats Luth.
There is just damage going out everywhere here.
The false promise was not fulfilled on Oracle. He had to drop it on himself there. Luckily, nobody else was actually in danger enough to need it there. Hate to say it, but I think that was, generally speaking, a overall victory for the Dire. They lost a tower, but they got some important cores there. They got LC and the Lifestealer there. Haven't gotten Razor. Razor's still very dangerous, can always be very dangerous.
Yep.
And there's another guy who's one of those sort of existential threat heroes, in that, you know, there's always the existential threat of the Razor lying over your head. One wrong move, and he can do a lot of objective damage in a very short amount of time.
Bonus points if you let him scale into getting Ags, for example.
Right. Do we have the funny combat music for jungling there? Both teams smoked out. Lifestealer in the LC once again, but nobody's home. Both teams invading each other's jungles.
Yep. Always a classic.
One thing I'm starting to think is that it might not be a bad idea to smoke and then just randomly invade your own jungle. Smoke again?
Is that way,
What is the plan here?
They're really thinking that the opposite team is just farming. There is somebody farming. There's one person on this whole map who's just casually farming. But they're not going to find him. They're not going to look at the triangle. Why?
Dire are scanning.
Dire's assuming Roche. Not correct. Radiant's starting to realize exactly where the Dire are.
Yep.
Though notably, Lifestealer not actually going to be present to do something in this next fight. Gonna have to TB. And he went top. He doesn't want to fight this.
he's gonna use this opportunity to farm up a bit.
It's risky, man. Scan actually decepted there, both as Dire. Not going that way. Taking the other way out. Very odd. Maybe they knew the scan was coming. Fifth columnist on the Radiant, who knows?
This will do nicely.
That was maybe the most awkward 2 minutes in this tournament so far.
I find Shaman this time. Down there. He's certainly dead.
Goodbye, Shadow Shaman. Manoy getting the kill again.
Yep.
He really didn't draft much of an answer to Oracle, unfortunately, aside of AA.
Right. And the OD being able to drop the ball on them as well.
Yep.
Yeah, ideally you'd want to take something like Jug for that, but I think they banned him?
Yes.
Oh boy, Ursa.
Ursa just casually, very casually eating, Oh, this is it for OD.
They're making it work. They are making it work.
Coming in. Ursa just gonna casually
Double
go down
damage.
there. Oh, but Manoy just wipes Iceman off the face of the earth.
Certainly does.
Shaman, everything was on cooldown for him. Luth only just now showed up to this fight. Too little, too late.
Alright, 2 for 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I see Luth picking up a halberd soon, it looks like.
Yep. That's never a fortunate thing to have to get as a +1. Though at this point, you know, he's really in practicality playing the +3.
Yep.
You know, very rarely are you going to see positions shift dramatically over the course of the game, but at this point, Luth is playing de facto +3, LC playing de facto +2, and Razor playing de facto +1 here.
Right.
As a BKB, which is going to help them deal with things like Oracle, not Oracle, to a degree Oracle, I guess, but deal with things like OD and Jakiro.
Yep.
Wish is fulfilled. Good news, everybody.
Wow. Glad to hear that.
This is a hard one to call, decidedly. I can tell you this much. Right now, Manoy is everything on this Backdoor Boys. Very rarely do you see the Backdoor Boys build so heavily around one individual on this lineup. But right now, they are all or nothing on Sniper. And I think,
that's kind of funny.
yeah, I think at this point it is very incumbent on the Radiant to find a way to deal with them. If Radiant can kill Sniper, they're right on top. They have a big advantage if they get just one kill on the guy at this point.
Yep.
You know, if it basically just goes like this. Any fight where Radiant doesn't kill Sniper, it's not going to really be a victory for them. Any fight where they do,
boy.
it's going to be, well,
OD.
no dual win for LC. Very unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Sitting on only
What
30.
a disaster.
At the very least, got the kill and the tower for it, so it could have gone a lot worse. Or is it just ratting up body or forcing a response?
I just want to point out how absolutely far beyond the reach of Radiant Sniper's farm currently is.
Got Ursa's courier. Very sad for him. Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. He's not invincible. A lot of that net worth is still in that Midas alone, right? Not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination. Blink Dagger as well, which is going to help him get in fights, but against this lineup, not going to be great about getting out of them, right?
Yep.
He actually has to get a Hurricane Pike just to have the exit plan.
Get hit by the AA, your blink is just nullified.
Right. Get by AA, your blink is nullified. Lifestealer popping out of somebody can nullify if you're trying to make a last-second jump. Razor has the Hula Hoop and the Eye of the Storm here.
Yeah, God help him if someone sneaks up on him with an Invis rune.
Right. They got a lot of answers to that Blink Dagger, so it's only really going to be an offensive Blink Dagger for him.
Razor getting a halberd as well, I noticed.
Oh, you're right.
Double
Trying
halberd.
to,
really worried about the Sniper Ursa.
right. Not a surprise.
Wow.
That's basically their whole team at this
Oh,
point.
they're coming.
Smoke
Ursa.
got ruined.
Oh, they were looking for Ursa.
Yep. Ursa got the
They
hell
cleared
out of
just
there
in
the
time.
second.
Yep.
And Radiant just have to back away. They don't think they can win a fight right now. Dropping the vision on it.
Good decision to disengage. Pretty much
Ursa
exactly
smoked
the right
back
moment
in.
there. Ooh, he's going back, huh?
They don't have any idea.
Radiant, no?
I don't think
No.
they'd expect it.
Good snap decision by Ursa, actually. Very smart.
And yeah, he's just gonna freely get it now.
Watch out for AA, though. Doesn't have ults up.
He must be really confused.
That's very unfortunate.
Well, now they have a two-fold threat on that dire team. Radiant's are got to contend with Ursa with the Aegis of Immortality and a very farmed Sniper.
Right. If they can get that halberd up pretty soon, and they actually do already have it up, actually, then that Sniper, if they can get it on him, really has no answer to that. They have no purge. They have no ability to reflect it. Nothing. This is another game actually where Lotus Orb would come quite in handy. They have no ability to deal with that halberd as it stands. So to that end, can really, well, goodbye, Shadow Shaman.
This is very sad.
Good timing on the shackles at the very least.
Yep.
LC
Oh,
coming in.
regen.
LC wants to do something here, but what can she do? Just die is the answer. Ramanolo down very casually.
Everything
God,
is
Ursa's
just getting
scary.
dropped.
Ursa just lost about all of his damage. Razor
Why
has
is he scared?
about
He's got
a
Aegis.
million. He's got about 1 million auto attack damage right now, but they just can't chase. That's man, that's bad.
Dire's bottom tower
Sniper
is
survived that
under attack.
encounter. That wasn't very worth it for OD alone.
No, no, it wasn't.
In fact,
Sniper
look at
not
the
only-
jump that they made in net worth. Sniper just gained a ton more out of that.
Sniper not only survived, but didn't even actually get particularly hassled during that fight.
Yep.
Dead.
They dropped everything on the Ursa, and they did get his Aegis at least, which is good. It's a good sign. He's very mortal.
I feel like they sort of let that happen. I mean, for a little bit there, he's thinking of running back. He's like, nah, I'm going to pop this.
Right.
Make him run.
Wish is fulfilled again. Mindbreaker. That can do a lot of people, and Ursa's one of them.
He'll take it himself.
Yep. Could do a lot for him here. I think maybe they're over committing to Ursa and under committing to Sniper to a degree on the Radiant here. You know, writing Sniper off, he's a noob hero, right? Who cares? What's he gonna do? And in fairness, right now you can kind of write him off as far as offensively, but it's not gonna be a very long time period where that's even remotely the case. They keep letting him build money here. They're really gonna regret it. Shaman with the blank.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A lot of pressure on the Radiant objectives.
Right.
I feel like every time I've seen AA, not every time, but I've seen him a lot just have to TP to a lane that's getting pushed in by creeps alone.
At the very least, AA has pretty high utility in his ability to deal with that.
Yeah,
The right guy is doing it.
Right.
He's got the global ult, he's got the ability to slow the creeps down, all that fun stuff. Is a large part of why Chris just constantly battering at these, at the back of these lines. So again, another early Satanic. Seems to be a very common trend this game, and another death for Shadow Shaman, though. The Blink Dagger, oh, he juked him. He got him successful, maybe?
Dire are scanning.
They know he's still here.
Yeah, he's just gonna go. Maybe. Oh no.
Roar! I want the shop, never mind. Roar! The shaman wants
on?
me!
Are they
Never
like
mind.
trolling each other?
What
the-
is this?
Shaman's
Casual
just
snakes.
griefing.
Oracle
Oh, my
is
lord.
screwed!
The only person getting griefed is Oracle though.
Yep.
Oh,
OD dropped his ball to try and get a shot there. It's a little greedy, did not work out
I
for
think
him.
Shaman-
Ursa's stranded in the back line as the rest of his team just gets shattered.
I feel like
He's a
Shaman
Sarm.
baited them. Like super baited them there.
He kinda did, yeah. Combination being go down on the side. Ags out for Lifestealer. But Manoy just showed up and with Manoy
gonna
showing
plink at
up,
them.
that's the end of the fight.
Oh.
Even almost get AA through that
Oh,
TP,
boy.
jeez. Yeah, once
Sniper's
again,
a bit out of control.
just to reiterate, I do believe there's some overcommittal to Ursa here and undercommittal to Sniper here in these fights. It just seemed like they really thought Ursa was the end-all, be-all, and he's got some good damage, but Ursa's really all about sustain, more than anything. He's all about sustain with the Satanic, he's all about just making himself a threat that just lasts through the whole fight. This is the guy, guys. I don't know if they realize it yet. I think they're taking their time, you know, identifying the threat.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sniper just eating this tower, nothing can stop him.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
farming up.
Yep.
5k, almost 6k net worth lead over the second place.
Radiant's top tower
Yep.
is under attack.
Oh,
It's all
we're gonna
about
smoke
sniper.
into them. Nice,
Luth
man.
not present for this.
They see the Oracle, so they're just gonna duel out. Yep.
Instant duel victory. 70 duel damage for LC now. Even now, all the chips on Backdoor, who really has the advantage at this point, it's still a very
8K
risky.
net worth advantage.
Yep. Still a very risky, tenuous 8k even. Because that 8k, that's sniper, baby. That 8k is basically sniper. You knock him out, most of the Radiant is either on par with or actually ahead of their counterpart. You know, Razor well ahead of, Razor and LC well ahead of OD, for example there.
Yep.
So, to that end, they got a lot of eggs in that sniper basket, man. And when sniper dies, he's gonna pop for a load of cash. He is going to pop like a piñata, and whoever gets the kill on him is going to be feasting for weeks.
Plenty of money, yeah.
Probably gonna get like a level worth of XP out of it too. And it can happen. It can definitely happen. Radiant really needs to come to this realization, though. They need to concentrate on it. They need to identify the problem. They need to get rid of it.
Dire are scanning.
Alright, I've been really passively observing this game, and all I can really say is that it's really beginning to sort of wall, like, back and forth.
Oh
But
boy.
the unfortunate answer is that they can still do that, but once that's over with, they can't do anything for like another minute until it's all back up.
Right. This is another game where Radiant is very much at the mercy of their cooldowns.
But if they don't do anything to play around that, they don't send Ursa in, they don't have Sniper actively doing anything, it's just going to be a consistent list of death, death, and more death.
Right. They've been mostly good about taking advantage of that through the game. Roar! Such as right here, for example. Two people just gonna go down for free.
Nice, man.
Nice,
Run out a
man.
little bit.
Actually has a haste rune just to make this
It
funnier.
does.
But this
Oh.
ain't good.
Ooh, just gonna pop
Yep.
the clips on him. Alright. Very good.
Dire's middle tower
Well, that
is under attack.
Yeah,
This is
it's
starting
fairly deadly.
to this is starting to more and more look like it's falling out of the reach of Willow Twisted Fantasy, I must say.
Again, once they drop that ult combo, what do they have left?
Right. They have the Razor and his ability to operate there, which is very good. He is in a very good situation in this game, but the problem is that
Radiant's bottom tower is
Razor's the
under
The
only
thing
man it
is-
really is.
Yeah, I really do feel like they picked to kill, not to fight.
Right.
Oh, somebody may have got himself in hot water. They're not going to
Maybe
kill him
not
in
that
time.
much. False Promise saved him there, yeah. He got saved by the False Promise. Oracle got it on him.
Did he actually get the dual damage from that?
No.
Ugh.
I'm eating Lifestealer. He doesn't taste good. I was disarmed
God.
for a half second.
Radiant structures
I'm just
are
gonna casually uphill here. Ooh, good glyph.
Perfect timing of the glyph.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
they're out of
has
here.
fallen.
Maybe? They're kinda out of here?
Oh,
no,
nope.
they're just waiting for that
That's fake.
Satanic to come back up.
Oh,
That's a
the
fake
macro
back.
fire.
Razor didn't even actually get much of the damage out on Ursa there. And now
They're
they're
actually
just,
beating them out very well here. Like, they fake back, get the perfect time.
Oh
just like
no, that
second.
damage on Lifestealer.
Ice path.
Barely eked out a survival there.
here's the snakes. Sniper dueled! Sniper dueled! Oh my god, the OD! OD
God.
saves
Oh, he
the
blinked
game!
No!
He's-
Oh my god, he's got butterfly so fast!
That is...
Sniper, turn around and help them! Turn around and help them!
Alright.
That lifestealer is still a huge threat!
That is sick.
Oh. Sniper, look out! Sniper, look out!
Eh.
Fight with your last breath! Just go! Oh.
Oh man. Alright, they got who they needed to get.
Finally.
But it went to AA, he was at the bottom of the scoreboard until just moments ago.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. At the very least, that was the fight that Radiant needed. They got Sniper, and they got Ursa. They got their mental block and the actual block in this game down. And that's a lot of progress. Luth
I was
did
mistaken
not
earlier, I
die.
said he had butterfly incorrectly. He actually had agility dagger.
How'd you blink?
Yep.
Yeah.
Luth did not die for that. Luth has actually barely died at all through this game.
The amount of effort required for that, though, that was scary.
Yeah.
that was if they made one wrong move, that was it.
We got AC up on the LC here. That could change a lot, actually. That's going to help a lot in duels when she can get them off, not just get blocked by support. It's going to help a lot in dealing with Sniper in particular. Yep. Also have the Shard.
Puts it on AA.
Oh, yeah, he actually did put it on AA there.
He still has it. Alright.
And
They're just gonna pass it around.
I think it ultimately goes to LC here. Yep.
That is a good, very good shard.
Yeah, it is. It's going to help a lot with these duels. Going to make it so that it can only target defensively. Lowering the amount of options they have. Always a good thing.
Yep.
Also help on organized retreats as well. Though not so much, considering the prevalence of fizz damage on that team over magic damage. Really, there's two sources. There's Eclipse and there's Combination Beam, and that is all the magic damage you got in that lineup.
Radiant are scanning.
There have been a few good Macropies in this game. A few pretty good ones. A few alright ones. For the most part, the opportunities really haven't been there. Looking potentially to bait out a fight here. Penta Edge Sword just to make Ursa real nasty. I think that was early on Luth's part. I guess in fairness, that infest cooldown is pretty low.
And a node is around, so.
Right. Just wants to farm up more.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
Just
tower
gonna knock
has
down that
fallen.
tower and run back to triangle. TPing. A lot of TPs.
Yep. Everybody's going in here. But Dire have already exited the scene. They do not want to take a fight with the Aegis up right
He's
now.
fast. He's really fast.
Oh, here we go.
Combination Beam just getting
Oh, you
annihilated.
will-
Oh no, no! Didn't get the duel off because of the static. He really should have backed away there. Bit of a miscalculation on Iceman there. The Eels was very good. Eels bought them dime to back away there. Probably would have been at least one more casualty had that not been the case. Once again, Dire taking it slow, playing as defensively as possible. Penta Edge for the Radiant as well. 2 Penta Edges there. I think that needs to go on the Lifestealer. Penta Edge on Lifestealer is vomit-inducing.
Penta Edge on Monkey King is vomit-inducing.
Also true. Now Lifesteal wants to take the Titan Sliver instead, which is fine as well.
You know, it's funny. I really do have the opinion that we need more readily accessible, like, attack range extending options for melee heroes. I feel like it's time Hurricane Pike may have actually gotten that treatment, you know?
Could be. Though there are a lot of jungle items that do that.
Gold is a great conductor.
Yeah.
That is true, but they don't really have it to such a large degree where it's like consistent.
Shadow Shaman does not believe anything is there. And he's right to do so. There's nothing there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Iceman just getting very casually assassinated. Ah, Blink dodges it. Alright.
What an encounter.
Or if they're just trying to scare the guy, I guess.
Oh boy.
They're going in on Razor here. I don't think anybody's really in great
duel.
position to do anything about it. Good duel, but false promise.
Sniper's
able
caught
to-
wards.
Yeah,
Holy
he's in
shit.
hell. Good false promise, but not able to say much here. Ursa disarmed.
OD
Got the
forced to back
satanic.
up.
Luth
Oh, he's
is,
going back in. He
Aegis
does not
buff.
care.
OD just dead
Marcellus
instantly.
back. Yep. Oh, this is not enough. This is not enough. Oh, Ursa nearly killed himself in the blade mode, but he doesn't care at all. This is just bloody.
Oh yeah, it is.
Ouch. That was
Is
a
this
fight
it?
with the Aegis. That's a bit of a
They-
morale bust, isn't it?
Are they gonna take? Are they gonna push with this? It doesn't look like it.
Go for my master.
Yeah. Life Stealer. A little close to the action here, but oh boy. Okay. They just had to run away from the Ursa here. My god.
There was a time in this game when Ursa was just kind of a blank check, but now he really does mean quite a lot.
Yep. Well, it means a little less when he's disarmed, but Sniper, on the other hand.
Yep. You can now just take an objective very freely.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower. is
Odd
under
little
attack.
skirmish there.
Shoutouts to my phone for giving me a notification for the exact same text 3 times in a row for no reason. So what you just heard on camera there, folks. Sorry about that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Earth is sheerly existing. They just can't even come close to them right now. LC. Oh, that was close. Now she dies for it. Just instantly dies
Oh, that's
for
a
it.
shame.
Ouch.
Oh my
How did
lord.
you? Macropire, really good spot there. Radiant just has to
Just
run.
dip.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh,
Oh,
total
no.
disaster. Oh, he broke his own static link.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, that's looking pretty
T3 at
pretty
least.
damn dead to me.
Nope, they don't want to fight
No.
that. They don't want to fight
Okay.
that duel around. They are really afraid of the duel.
Just baited out buybacks.
You know, to be
Ursa has
honest with
20
you.
dual damage. At least that's something.
I think they're playing with their food a bit, to be honest with you. I think from the position they were in, they could just stayed there, at least taking the T3, and not really even afraid of much. Actually giving them a little bit better position to fight in here now. Oracle now in major trouble. Caught in the snakes. All alone. Manoy just has to run. He's way too close to Razor.
Well, nothing's better than an uphill fight, to be fair. And they're just gonna, delete the Razor.
Everybody's
Life
just
Stealer's
going
long.
down all over the place. I think this has become insurmountable.
That went better
We
than an
do have
uphill fight would
buybacks.
have.
I think
So,
that's
yeah, I
basically
don't
how
think
the
we're gonna
uphill fight would have gone. Actually would have gone a little better. I don't think Oracle would have died for it because they were able to just get the jump on him by going offensive there.
No. Do have the Ursa.
And there goes Ursa as
Yeah.
well.
I think that's it. They need to just push and win now.
They didn't
Are
get
they
Minoy.
really gonna push?
They did not get Minoy for that.
They can't do that without Ursa,
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't know. All they gotta do is just sit up Sniper's ass and just guard him.
Without Ursa playing point guard, this
Speaking
can happen to
of-
Sniper very easily.
Yep.
I don't think that was the play to make. Sniper's lost all of his damage.
You
He's
can
gonna
blink out
blink,
of it.
but that's gonna get someone killed though. Oh, never mind. They're gonna disengage.
No, they don't actually want to fight that. Even with Sniper losing all that damage, they still don't actually want to fight him out here. Gonna have a casual AA ult though. Probably gonna take out.
Is that
No,
Girl?
probably not gonna take Jakiro here.
I don't know.
Maybe
Very
it's gonna be
close.
dicey.
Dire's middle tower
Last tick?
is
No.
under attack.
Alright.
Actually,
Had that
Yule's
Yule's ready
after
to
the
go
last
already.
tick.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Finally take out the Dire T2 here. Yeah, I think, as I was saying earlier, I think backing from uphill is actually a mistake. It gave Radiant time to back off, smoke, come around, come in, take out Oracle, and that was really why that fight went so poorly for them. Whereas if they had just stayed, you know, create a front line here that the Radiant couldn't cross, they probably would have just gotten to T3, been able to just have an organized retreat and be fine with it, you know? The Dire really have an advantage when they can stand and fight, right? And that's why I was kind of saying that. You know, even with the tower there, they have an advantage when they can stand still. They can all be in a fairly similar area and just bring the pain. Whereas when they have to spread out, when they have to think about positioning, that's where the Radiant really can get an advantage in. You know?
Yeah.
Luth got himself that Abyssal Blade. It's going to be a tough dude to take on, and he did it. I guess he must have been listening to this cast, because he did get that Penta eventually.
Yep. Still keeping the Titan Sliver around.
Just in case, yeah.
Radiant
Not a
are
terrible
standing.
idea.
They scan out the Roche.
Don't
Well,
find
scan
anyone in
out,
there, though.
running into Roche for a second.
I believe that was just a, perhaps a case of Dire just kind of hoping that Radiant might have been in there. It certainly attracted Radiant to the scene. Both teams posturing around the pit now.
Gold is a great
Smoke, 5 man. Radiant did not see this coming. Luth might be the man to eat it too. No? Are they gonna miss each other?
I think they just want a Roche.
Right.
What's going on here? Just a little posturing, huh? Just waiting for them to come into the pit?
Yeah, they're just trying to... This is the classic, that all-time classic scenario. Both teams want the other to engage, and they don't know what to do if the other one doesn't. Just, let's just call a spade here, right? That would have gone really well for Backdoor if they had just gone straight down on where they thought the Radiant were, rather than trying to bait a response. Loads of pings, loads of pings. There's a difference between playing defensively and passively. I believe that was passively. And now they're looking at a much worse way to start this fight. Basically, no matter what happens for them. Roar! I hate sentry wards.
Who doesn't at the end of the day? Oh boy.
Here's a duel. Not gonna go anywhere. Minoy firing right into the pitch. Shadow Shaman melts in seconds. So does LC.
Oh god, the sniper.
They finally got what they wanted there.
Yeah. That's an easy Roche.
Yep, that's an easy roast. That's it. Be funny if one of the Shaman Snakes got the last hit.
And then denied the Aegis.
Shaman has fallen to the dark.
Ursa picks it up instantly. Ain't gonna let that happen.
Well, that was just, I don't know, I think that was just a display of how far off the rails this has gotten for the Radiant. That was, that was the most ideal fight they basically possibly could have taken, and it still kind of ended in that way for
Yeah,
them.
they still just got shredded by sniper.
They just can't focus on both. It's just as simple as that. Is kind of looking a little low, but he's got Aegis. He doesn't need to care about anything. Rack's going down. Meteor Hammer for the kill.
Wow.
Cut a free rack down here. Just right for the picking. And picking it shall be. Still got a minute till Luth comes up. He does not have buyback.
There's not even a lot I can really posit on this game. It's just a slow, ground to a halt defeat.
Right. This was a tough one. This is not a game you want to be a part of, basically, as the Radiant. It just hurts your morale. Hurts a lot.
Yep.
It's one of these games.
It's gotten to the point where every individual member on that team is a threat, and that is what they do not want when they have a 4-for-1 kind of deal here.
Right. LC just can't duel anyone ever, it seems like. The last 3 duels have been interrupted by either OD or Oracle, and weren't looking that great prospectively anyway. They're trying desperately to hang on for Luth to come back, but I really don't think it's going to avail them at all. Razor coming in, getting all the damage in the world off of Versa here. Duel with LC and Luth actually instantly wins.
Waited for the
OD. The snakes are going to melt Jakiro.
Luth lost composure there a little bit. Just started right-clicking right back to Fountain when that Manoy I meant. Lost composure a little bit there. Just start right-clicking to Fountain right when that started, which is probably the wrong play.
Radiant's middle tower.
Definitely would have been a lot more likely to get a lot more done there, just standing and fighting rather than trying to make a run for it.
Yeah. It happens. Gonna get a push.
This is just once again one of those games where Chris is angry, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty mad. Oh, AoE press the attack. It's a bit broken.
With the magic immunity. Never mind. Roar! I'll just beat these creeps. What are they gonna do about it?
They're just gonna take this and go for tier 4s, I'm betting. Zip around right past the Rex? No.
Oh, I can't kill it.
Oh boy.
I'm getting dueled. That wasn't a great idea. Oh, I didn't realize Ursa ult decreases the amount of time you can stay in duel. And with that massive distraction, they're going to lose one of the T4s of their own here.
Yep, certainly will. Luth is sure to help.
Knocking back the wave. Gonna just buy more time here. This is it's reminding me of that baby Schlark game from last week, to be honest with you. Even if even if all 5 die. And Sniper did buy back there for reasons I don't quite understand, to be honest with you. So that does put a bit more into the potential pocket of the Radiant, but you know, playing delay game for something that's really kind of all said and done here. It's all over with the crying, guys.
Hope we get to see at least one Megas come back at this tournament.
Hopefully.
It's always fun.
Thing is, I feel like we haven't seen a match go to Megas so far, ironically enough, that I feel like has had the potential for it. Got a scan going on here. Looking at the triangle. Ursa's alone. Ursa's all alone.
He is.
Taking every ult, but man, he is impossible to kill. Actually, just turns it right around. Razor's about 1,000,000 damage right now. Doesn't really matter if Sniper can just annihilate everybody from the back line. Out with Shaman, who died back. Ultra kill from Annoy. Luth has to buy to keep
Not
the
let
Ancient
this end.
alive, but
No. Absolutely not. We will go down kicking and screaming.
they just refuse to let us go, man. They just refuse to let it end. But no, dude, don't play with your food, guys. Just end it. Just end it. Don't fight. Don't worry about your KD. Don't worry about looking cool. Look at that Ancient. That's 500 health.
That's like
Just
3
end.
swings from Ursa.
What happened to
Well, this is the
Ursa?
greatest,
What? You just got assassinated by the A-ball there, I guess.
I know, but that's... Just speaking in terms of damage, it is 3 swings from Ursa and it's gone.
Radiant's ancient is
They just refused to finish.
Ursa's pretty
Oh,
into
there's
skills
my
right now,
mind.
unfortunately.
Lifestealer, here he
He's
comes!
pretending to be a catapult. Okay. OD blinks and just end this.
The really, like, conspicuously fast catapult.
Yeah.
That's a troll the casters game, baby. They were just trolling us.
Mr. Krabs, I want to go to bed!
Both teams sort of playing delay game there. It's a very interesting strategy. Both teams just trying to exhaust the other in the long term here. This was a identification issue for Willow Twisted Fantasy, just simple as. They did not identify Sniper as the real threat on this lineup until it was too late. Over-focused on Ursa, and by the time they turned it around on Sniper, Ursa was just able to get just enough kills by just casually existing through these fights, even if he wasn't doing a lot of damage, to become that prophecy. He became a self-fulfilling prophecy. By being the one they focused on and were scared of, he became somebody to be scared of. It sounds backwards, but that's what happened here. Because the real threat was able to just take him to that point. Mihoy
Right.
Manoi, able to just get him there. And even at the end of the game, he was still mortal. That's the funniest thing. Even when those mega creeps were there, he was still mortal. Still feeling fear too. You could see he knew it. But they never really capitalized on it. Notably, pretty much every single fight, you always saw Razor static link one guy. Who was it?
The Warrior of
Ursa.
Ursus.
Correct. Never held static link for Sniper through pretty much the whole game, despite that being... I mean, what's he going to do if you static link him, you know? They don't have any Dispel. They don't have a Lotus Orb to deal with it. They just, they had an opportunity here. They kind of let it slip through their fingers, I think, to a degree. They did a good defensive effort. There were a few turnarounds here, and they did take a lot of the opportunities that Backdoor Boys would give them sometimes. But, yeah. Very long one there. Any closing comments on this one, fellas?
No.
Ocelot?
All I can say is, this should have been a match that ended 15 minutes sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Again, trolling the casters just like Baby Schlark last week. That's why the replays last week came up so late. I was gonna do it Saturday night, but Baby Schlark was like, "How about 2.5 hours instead?"
Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to the next game.